wake-up call. Have you been asleep? Where have you been? Welcome, and happy. What day are we on? It's Wednesday. I had to just check because I've lost track of the week. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. If you are in your bed, you can stay in bed, grab yourself a cuppa and get yourself comfy because we've got a fabulous day lined up for you. So this next hour is going to be great because we're going to be looking at something from our launch day today that's absolutely brand new. We've got a website full of creative stuff, so make sure you get yourself across there. And then we've got beautiful beginnings tonight. But before we go into all of that malarkey, we're going to introduce you to my fabulous friend. I haven't seen him for so long, so it's really good to get to work with him, not just today, but tomorrow as well. But please, if you know us, if you've watched us before, we are fully interactive, so make sure you send your messages in. I've got my phone here to read all your messages out, whether whatever you're up to today, let us know. If you've got any questions to ask, then ask away, because I'm sure this lovely man is going to answer them for you. It's only old Craig in the building. Craig, how are you?
Gosh, it's so good to be back on Crafters TV.
Yes.
It's so good to be with you and to see you. Nicola and Sam as well. Tracy and Jay, it feels like forever since I've last seen you. It's kind of like yourself as well, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're both the same.
Yes, so you've got us newbies in the studio today, haven't you? So you've got to put up with me, Debs and Craig today. I think Debbie Robinson's been in a lot. Our Ben has took a couple of days holiday, so he's got a nice well-earned rest. I say well-earned, I mean, does he do a lot? Oh, he's just had a week off as well. Just had a week off, yeah. We've got our Radical Rachel on the socials. I said I haven't seen her for ages. Lots of you already coming in this morning. So we've got Charlotte's in saying good morning. Lois is in as well from Ohio. We've got Samantha in, Michelle Harris, Rebecca's in, and Denise is in already from sunny Suffolk. So Suffolk's near me. I'm right in the middle of, I'm in Norfolk, but right on the cusp of Suffolk as well. So yeah, that's my neck of the woods.
Nice.
Although I drove up this morning, so I got up at 5 o'clock this morning,
Did
Craig,
you?
and I was on the road by 6 o'clock. So
Nice
yeah,
drive-in.
You what, sorry?
Was that a nice drive-in?
It was a nice drive-in,
Yeah.
yes. It's quite nice that time in the morning until you hit that A1 and then you're like 40 miles an hour in the traffic there. So, but yeah, no, it was all good. It's all good. Right, today, now, I did tell you we've got a brand new launch. Now, I am going to give you a little heads up. When we got our Christmas dies out of these, they went just mental, so you absolutely love them. We've got a new one today launching. Now this one is our alphabets. So we've got our alphabets, which are these. I'm going to show you the boards to them. It's our Touch of Sparkle. You know, we bought you our Touch of Sparkle. We've now bought you a Touch of Sparkle in your alphabets. So this is our three-piece showstopper. A brilliant price today because you are getting all your alphabets, your stamps, your templates, and you're getting your pearls and your gem packs as well for £50 or $60, or your platinum price £40 or $48. So you're getting all of the alphabet here, and you're getting some amazing gems and pearls as well in different colours to what we've had in the past. Now, if you go for all three of these today and put them into your basket, it's a one click, so you go on the website, click on that one click, and that will enable you to get that little bit extra off as well. It will also put you in to get your bonus buy, which means you can get another pack of your gems and your pearls, and you can get them half price, which is incredible. So if you know someone else you want to give some gems to, they're absolutely amazing. In fact, if you know anybody that decorates their costumes and leotards for gymnastics or anything like that, you can, if you use some material glue, you can put those gems on there as well. So they're really handy to have, and just a great one to have in your stash. If you are platinum, your platinum price is £15.96, wow, or $19.60 if you add it with your showstopper. So that's for both of them. That's incredible, absolutely incredible. So you want to grab those today. So if you're going for your your three-piece bundle, make sure you pop in those extra gems and pearls. We're going to go over to Craig, and he's just going to show us a few samples of what you can do with these. These are fabulous, aren't they, Craig? Not only because of how the gems work, but the fact that we personalise everything nowadays, don't we?
That's it, we do. And do you know what's lovely as well? I love alphabets that are dies, but now we've got them in stamp form. And of course, you can use the stamps completely on their own. They're block alphabets that you'll see, but because you've got the template to go with them, I mean, really, really simple. But how fun is that?
I really love that.
Really, really fun. You can mix your colours, Debbie. Later on within launch day, we'll do some heat embossing. We'll use our gilding flakes as well, of course, with the gems. What about bringing in what you've already got? This is going to work so well, Debbie, either as a standalone or for what you've already got within your stash at home. Now, of course, certainly within the UK, we've got Mother's Day coming up just in a couple of weeks there. We're going to do a Mother's Day demo later on within Launch Day show, but then there's one with Mum. So if you've got your flower punches that were launched just the other week there, use them, or the Laird flowers. But because you can then personalise, it means whether it's a baby girl,
I love that.
baby boy, of course, you can do that. It could be their name if you want it to be. You can see within that one there with Sarah. This one here is going to be a demo later on today. So using some of my favourite dies that we've done in the past there.
I can picture that up on your wall, Craig, in your craft room.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly where I'm going to put it. That was my intention the whole time. I mean, do invites if you want to. You can then start to use all your love collections that we just launched recently as well. You know, the things that launched there with Valentine's, which of course, just all about love. It's going to be so good. New baby for your gift boxes. I mean, what about just initials on tags?
Oh, I
you can
love
use them.
that
Isn't that a great idea?
That's a really good idea.
Really, really good idea as well. Then you can do things such as your love in the middle. It could be someone's initial. Then you can see within that one there, Leanne with the bunting. But what we'll do in launch day later on, Debbie, is we'll do a lovely Easter box, but we'll mix up colours. What about, how cool is that? How cool is that one there? Doing all your construction as well, blinging it up.
And actually, Craig, just stopping on that one, how professional do they look? That actually looks like a designer handbag.
It does,
with those
doesn't it?
Initials on like that.
It does.
Amazing.
It gives you that emboss. It gives you that tactile with the gems, or you can use the pearls. But then, of course, within that little gift bag, what we've got is Mr. and Mrs. But it could be Mr. and Mr. It could be Mrs. and Mrs. if you want it to be. Bringing in your template libraries, bringing in your layout collections as well, your stepper dies. I mean, this one, and to be honest with you, I've not even looked in this, so what is going to be in here? Oh, look at, oh, wow. Oh, wow. Look at that one. Nice surprise. We're going to wait for that one. How cool is that?
Who made that? That's amazing.
It's Jan. Jan Marshall's made that one there. That's really
incredible.
cool, but that could be someone's name, of course, if you want it to be. So yeah, there are so many things that you can do when it comes to personalisation. Also looking exactly as Debbie says, look at your material glue, that sort of thing. Going on to maybe ribbons as well, and then you can see a little bookmark that we've got there as well. Read, which would work well with yesterday's launch.
Yes,
it was launched yesterday.
Yeah, it's so good, isn't it? I absolutely love them. So if you want them, don't forget that you're getting your full alphabet. And like Craig said, that is your full alphabet that you can be stamping on anything. Don't have to put the gems on, but the whole idea is that you've got those templates. Craig will be running through that in a little while to be able to put those gems on with no problem whatsoever. Now, if you haven't seen these before, you might need a few little accessories to apply these, and we've got that for you as well, because you will need your gem glue. Now, your gem glue, can I just tell you, I think is the best in the business. I've tried many different gem adhesives. I even think tacky glue is quite good, but nothing is as good as putting this on. It's a real sticky glue. It's blue. It comes in blue. Craig will show us when we go over to him. It comes in blue, so it comes out blue. You know exactly where it's gone, and it's really super strong. When I put gems on with these, they don't come off at all. It's really, really good. So you're getting a 20mm your gem adhesive. You want your picky up, pokey down tool. That one is an absolute must-have. So it's got it's double-sided. So one end has just got your hard back, and it's got a flat end on it, which you can literally push down your gems with. You've got an extra little wax stem on there as well. So you've got one on your pen itself, and then you've got an additional one as well. But that will last you a long time. You won't need to replace it. Just be very gentle when you're using it. We've also got some pokey tools to pop inside there as well. They're really good for flipping over your gems. We've also got some tweezers, another really handy sort of accessory to have when you're applying your gems or sorting them out or turning them over. So they're a really good pack. And then we've also popped in some spatulas as well. So they're really good for scooping out your gems from the actual design and being able to just put them where you want them, and then you can scoop them back in. So really, really good. Even if you've got some extra little pots to put them into, and then you can decant them and put them back in, is really handy to have. So you're getting all of those for an incredible, wow, I've just seen the price of that. I didn't even see that. For all of, you know what? I would pay that for the picky uppy pokey down tool. I think that is absolutely brilliant. And anybody that has had these before will want some more glue, and having another one of those pens is going to be incredible. If you are going for the bonus buy and getting your extra gems, think about going for these if you've already got them, especially your picky up, pokey down and your gem glue. Pop that in your basket, because for £8.80 or $12, that's an absolute steal. So don't forget to get them. If you're heading to the website, don't forget as well that we have it's National Craft Month, so it's NCM Paper 40. There's an actual category on the website. If you click on that category, everything in that category, they've got some Gemini plates in there. Use that code and you get 40% off. I don't know why I'm whispering, because literally just go and grab those plates, because you know you want your Gemini plates. Go and grab those in that category and type in that NCM Paper 40, and that will give you 40% off, which is amazing. Right, we're going to head over to Craig and just see what these alphabets are all about. What you got for us, Craig?
Right, so I thought within Wake Up Call, let's just rein it in, Debbie. Let's keep it really simple and show you how you can use it in the most simplest form. Then just shortly what we'll do is we'll do like a name or a word that's maybe got two of the same letters, just to show you how to space out. But let's go in. So we've got the stamps here. So this is how they're going to come to you. And what's lovely with these, Debbie, is these are still block alphabets. So it's not as if you've got little circles within the actual stamp design itself. You've got them as block alphabets that you can be using as, well, block alphabets. But then what we are giving you, and they all come in a little pack, is the templates. So you've got the little templates there, A to Z there. They've even got a little tab at the side, so if you want to hold down or tape down, and then of course you can pop the tiny little bits of glue in each of the little sections. And you can see that within that glue that Debbie was showing you, you've got the real fine nib that you can pop the gems and the pearls in place. Incredibly strong. And then, of course, the best thing, in my opinion, to be using is going to be your wax tip. So it's going to pick them up, and then you've got your little nudgy tool on the opposite side as well. Now, because these are our stamps, this is where we could, if we want to use our quick dry, we can do our pigment, we can do our heat embossing, our stay sticky glue, and be using our flakes later on. That we'll do later on today. So let's bring in our stamping platform. So I'm going to use in my stencil and stamping platform just a little bit of cardstock. So let's go in with our alphabets. Let's keep it really quite simple. And we're just going to go in with L. Let's go in with O, V, and E. And then we can then either align these up on the actual stamping platform, or you can then just align them up yourself. You can go jaunty angles if you want to. You can have fun and the positioning wherever you want. But these, nothing different at the moment from what you're used to when it comes to stamping. But if we want to, we can then go in, and then, as I say before, what you could always do is line up with the actual grids. It's up to you. But let's go in with one of our chosen inks. I'm just going to use quick dry for this one. Using our water reactive if you want, use our alcohol if you want to, ink pad that is. But let's go in and do a little bit of stamping. Turn that one around, and because it's the quick dry and it's stamping, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it again just to really enhance it even more. Kind of smooths it out, but that is completely optional. You don't have to. And then what you can still also do, Debbie, nothing stopping you from doing techniques such as ombre techniques with your ink pads and that as well.
I was just going to ask you, do you think, Craig, there's a particular ink that works best, or any?
To be honest with you, Debbie, I do think any. I think water reactive, you're maybe not always going to get that crisp design, but again, it purely depends on what you want to do. If you want to do your heat embossing, your water marker, of course, your pigment.
Yep.
So then, of course, if you're not fortunate enough to have different colours of embossing powder, pigment's great, just use a white. We'll do that in launch day later on, but your different glues and that. And if you are going to be doing additional alcohol colouring around it, maybe you want to use your alcohol proof. If you're doing water-based colouring, washes and that, maybe you want to use your waterproof. But it does purely depends, Debbie, on what it is that you're wanting to do. But in a nutshell, yeah, any of your ink pads would work.
And this is a beautiful font. It's a real classic
font,
nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Really nice, really classic. It's going to go for the men, the women, the young, the old, absolutely any. Now, I've just gone in with a smaller bit of cardstock. You're maybe going to have it already cut and embossed. But let's go in now with my actual little template. So I'm just going to go in with the L, then I'm going to go in with the O. Where am I? There we go. No, there we go. Do you know what it was, Debbie? I was seeing that as a Q because I seen the little finger. I was like, where's my O? Where's my O?
It's like your optical illusion.
Yeah, it is. If I bring in the Q, you can see it's clearly a Q where you can put the pearl.
I can see why you thought that.
I was like, where's my O? That's it. Because you've just got the little tag at the side. So we'll align it up properly in a moment, but these are perfect alignment. But what's also really good with these, if I bring this back in, every template, if I bring that there, the positioning of your gems or your pearls, Debbie, is perfect that you don't even have to use the stamps. If you just want to go in solo with the glue, so if you put dots of glue, we will do it later on,
that's a good idea.
with the gems, you will remove that, you'll clearly see that it's an L, you'll clearly see it's an O, a V and an E. So use the stamps on their own, use the templates on their own, or of course, they work well together. So we're going to then either hold it down with your finger, you can tack it down if you want to, but it simply overlays over the top. And I'm just going to tack it down ever so slightly with my tape. If you've got your repositionable spray, if you want to, you can do that. One step ahead of Nicola in my ear. She was about to suggest that. You can absolutely do that. So let's go in. And then also think, instead of using gems and pearls, what about your glitter glues as well? Use your glitter glues. Or simply ink through them. Pop that on, ink through them, so it's going to be inky dots that you've got.
Oh, that's a nice idea. Oh, perhaps you could do that later and then we could see that, because I think that would look amazing.
I think we should definitely do that. Although we've got demos later on, we're also going to be playing as well. So absolutely, we'll do all that sort of thing. And then, do you want to know a little secret?
Yes.
That might get into trouble.
I like
telling
secrets.
The team actually considered not bringing in new colours of gems and pearls for these.
Oh, what, and just using the older ones? No, we don't want that. We want new ones.
Like, if we're having new, this is months and months ago. It was Tash. I'm not landing Tash in it, but she was telling me they were thinking about it. If we're having a new touch of sparkle, we've got to have new colours. Lots of gorgeous ones when it comes to the gems, and then real pastel tones when it comes to the pearls. You've also got kind of the satin silver within these ones here. But all that we need to do is we then just need to work out, because I know, Debbie, you counted them all earlier, didn't you?
I counted them all individually. Would you believe me if I told you there was 9,000 pearls and 11,250 gems?
There you go.
I mean, that's amazing.
She did.
Yeah, I mean, it took me all night. I mean, I didn't go to bed and then I was on the road at 5 o'clock this morning.
Yep,
that's
one
a lot
after
of gems
another.
and pearls, isn't it? And you are right, Craig. Having different colours in them is amazing, because all these colours are beautiful. What I love about them, if you went for our old pearls, we had really white pearls in those. These ones, you've got cream pearls.
That's
so
it.
I love that you've got those contrasts. So, and use them in conjunction. If you've gone for the older pearls before, make sure you use them all together, because you've got different colours throughout.
Exactly, yeah, because you can do that. I would definitely urge you, if you can, to get some more if you can.
Look how quick you're going with those.
Well, that's it. Now, there is different ways that you can also do this, Debbie. You'll know with the original range that we do have on the show, sometimes I'll put a little pencil dot or a pen dot instead.
Yep.
It's entirely up to you, whatever you feel comfortable. I've just gone in there with, of course, the actual glue. I'm going to take the opposite end there, and then I'm just going to be careful not to smudge it. Although if you do, don't worry, because it dries clear, crystal clear. So I'm going to then just lift and move that away. And then I'm just going to then lift and then move that one away. Lift, move that one away. If you get any glue underneath, all that you just need to do is just a little wipe, something like that, just to then take off that glue. But then my glue's all there. Now you could do individual letters at a time. That's entirely up to yourself. I'm just going to take that one off here and then go in with our actual gems. Let's go in here. Going to go in with the gorgeous bright fuchsia tones. Just going to pop them in the lid. If you are a fan of like crystal art, diamond dots, anything like that, and you've got little trays left over, by all means use these ones. Or I've just gone into the lid there, and then I'm going to then pop them in place. Now, if you want, for the small gems and pearls, you can leave the little template in place. For the larger gem and pearls, you will just need to remove it. It's a little bit tight and a little bit snug for the larger ones. But then with the opposite end of your wax tip tool, what I'm going to do is we're just going to go in there. I'm going to nudge that one up to add that other one in place. And all that we're doing is wherever we've got our dot of glue, we're just adding in that gem in place, or pearl, or glitter, or whatever it is that you want. And then we're going to go in all the way round. For something like this, when I've been having a play at home, I've been putting the glue maybe on the first couple of letters to start with, and then I will add my gems, then come along and then add the glue on with the next few letters. But it really doesn't take much time whatsoever, because it might be harder for you guys to see on screen where the glue is, but for me visually, right up front, I can clearly see where my dots of glue are, and I'm popping it in place.
Yeah, we can see those glue dots. They look amazing. I mean, it's great that you can follow something like this.
It is, isn't it?
And you can do both, leave them on or take them off.
That's it, yeah. And it's one of those things. Could you do it without the template? Yeah. Would you get them in the right position, in the right spacing? No.
No,
even
not at all.
even I wouldn't. Even I wouldn't. And although I love the idea, I don't know whether I would attempt to do it.
I also like the idea of not filling the whole thing.
No,
so
you don't have to.
just put like on the L, like 3 on the bottom, or just a few on the O, and you don't have to fill the whole gaps, do you?
You don't. And also, Debbie, you don't have to use all gems and all pearls. We could
Yes.
alternate within the letters.
Yeah,
we can actually
absolutely.
alternate in between
Love that
the
idea.
actual gem and pearl. All of these we will be doing within actual launch day. Within this hour show of Wake Up Call, what we're doing, still having a play, but what I also want to do is kind of show you the basics, Debbie, for anyone that's not quite familiar with our Touch of Sparkle
Yes.
range. And then between showing you how it works to start with, and then how you can then do names or words that have got double letters, then we'll show you that. And then later on, we'll do our demos, we'll do heat embossing, we'll mix up when it comes to using the templates on their own, using the stamps on their own, do gilding flakes, all of that we're going to do within this launch. Let's
Yeah,
go
absolutely
in.
amazing.
Let's
Looks
pop that one in,
beautiful.
and then just nudge them into place there, like so. And then there we go. We've got one of our words. And I've obviously just popped them at a specific part all the way through, but you can have them closer if you want to. Going back to what I said before, you could have them at jaunty angles as well if you want. What I would highly recommend, if you're wanting it on a die cut layer, die cut first, because of course you don't want to pop that through your die cutting machine now because you've got your gems or pearls in place. So do the die cut first, then do the stamping, and then of course the gems, and then that's how you can do a simple word with the stamps and also the gems.
Amazing, that is beautiful, and Craig has really shown that how easy it is. I do need to offer an apology. I did think it was too good to be true, but our Nicola thought it was all of them. Unfortunately, these two were not in that bundle that I showed you. So the gem adhesive and the tool, you can buy them both separately. So we will see them. So we're going to look at the wax tool first, so which is this one. So you can buy these individually. I did think that was a really good price before, so apologies for anyone for that one, because there's not many of these though, so literally we've got about 60, so make sure you grab those. That's $9.99 or $12.95. In fact, your $7.98 or $99 should I say, and $10.36 is really good for your platinum price. And then we've got your adhesive as well, which you can grab for your platinum price, $3.99 or $5.56. So you can grab them separate, that they won't come in your bundle. We've got Wendy in saying good morning to us all. Rebecca is in saying the showstopper and bonus buy went in my basket just after 9 a.m. I'm really pleased, when Rebecca, because it's amazing. Annie's saying, oh, Debbie, you look beautiful, and Craig looks well as well. I actually think Craig looks very well. You look really well at the moment, Craig. So.
Thank you. I am. I'm feeling really well just now. I'm keeping really well. This place is back to being amazing again,
yes,
and being around everyone. I just absolutely, thank you for noticing. I am, I'm feeling good, and you do. You look absolutely gorgeous as always.
Oh, thank you so much. Karen's in saying hello from Florida. She's saying she's still on cloud 9 from having brunch with Sarah yesterday. I see the photo. I mean, honestly, Karen, that must have been amazing for you as well. And I know Sarah would have loved it. And our Liam, I think, went with you as well, didn't he? And Denise is saying, I just had 3 parcels from CC arrive. Choice, do I open the parcels or watch Craig? You watch Craig. Although I think you should do both at the same time. I'd be opening parcels and watching Craig. So yeah. And my Al's in as well. So
hey, Al.
Terry looks lovely in her jacket. Al bought me my jacket, so he wants everyone to notice my jacket.
It's a very nice jacket, Al.
Right, just have a recap on those alphabets. So this is your Everyday Sparkle 3-piece showstopper that you're getting today. You're getting all of your alphabets with everything you see here, including your gems. So you're getting your pearls with 9,000 and you're getting your gems 11,250, which is amazing. All of those today for £40 or $48. So make sure you grab those. Right, we're going to have just a little break. Just remember to go onto the website to shop the National Craft Month as well, because there is that code to get you 40% off when you go into that category. So don't forget to do that. But we're going to have a very short break, let you check out your baskets, but we will be right back.
Hi, my name is Sherry Jackson, and I have been a fan of Crafter's Companion for at least 7 or 8 years now. I love Crafters TV. I mean, what's not to love about it? They've got great products, great prices, great people that work there for them. The customer service is great. The presenters are great. Demonstrators are great. Everyone there is great. I just love all the products. I love the tutorials we get. I love all the demonstrations, the craft-alongs, the master classes. Not only do you sell the products, but you teach everyone how to use it. I love the interaction on Crafters TV. I love the fun, the game, the prizes. There's just so much about Crafters TV. There's nothing not to love about Crafters TV. You guys have been there for me. I feel like you guys are my family. I'm widowed and live alone, and every day I look forward to watching Crafters TV, whether I watch it live or whether I go back and watch the reruns. I get so much inspiration and tips and tricks from everyone there at Crafters Companion, and I love all of you, and I'm so thankful for Crafters TV.
Tea first, and then from there it'll be meetings, and there could be commercial meetings, there could be creative meetings, I could be supporting one of my team. I also manage a large team, so it could be one-to-ones with those. Every day is different.
Get in early on the morning to work, set up all my cameras, all my TV monitors, make sure the lights are on. After the last show, we'll need to make sure everything's switched off, ready for the next day. Then I get to go home, just watch some TV, watch some movies or something when I'm making some food, and then go to sleep.
When I'm working, it's quite busy because I have to get up really early to come into work if I'm going to be travelling from London. But otherwise, I'm quite lazy. I spend a lot of time in bed before I get up in the morning.
My favourite part is the interaction we can have with the lovely presenters.
The laughter and the giggles and the dressing up and the jokes.
Really fun and really good, and sometimes the only laugh you will get when you're not feeling well.
The personal connection with the presenters and the demonstrators.
The inspiration and clear instruction is patiently presented.
I love everyone that I have come to know on Crafters TV.
Well, you got two comedians, Dan and Craig. They're not comedians really, they're brilliant.
Presenters are great. Demonstrators are great.
Number one is the enjoyment I get from watching Ben and all of the demonstrators making the projects.
You are all so down to earth and genuine people, always willing to share and help.
Personal connection with everyone that's involved in Crafters TV.
For me, they have become my friend, creating a personal connection and making you feel part of a crafting family.
And get me a chuckle. It just feels like you're right there in my living room.
Sam is politely telling me to shut up in my ear because I just keep talking. It's like mics are going live.
We've not seen each other.
Going live.
We're quite literally just chatting to each other, aren't we?
I know,
Just like, mics are going live.
That's the trouble if we don't see each other for so long. Yes, so we're back with our brand new launch. Now, proper launch day starts at 2 o'clock today, so make sure you do join us for that full 2 hours where Craig will be doing more full in-depth demos, which will be amazing. Now, we did have just a question in from Catherine saying, I don't seem to be able to pick up the gems using the wax tool. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, and any advice, please. So I'm going to throw it over to Craig because we did just have a discussion of what it could be and what you might need to look at. So Craig, you were saying about maybe a bit dusty?
Yeah, that's really the only thing that we can think about is maybe you've got a little bit of dust or glitter or debris, something like that, that's maybe clung itself to the end. You know, I would always make sure when you're not using it, just make sure you've got the cap on there. It's not as if it is like it's one of those, it's not tacky to touch, but because it's wax, it can attract maybe a little bit of dust or debris. I would just make sure, even just maybe with your finger, you can use something like a damp cloth. I wouldn't do something that's maybe like overly fibrous or that, because again, you don't want it's wax, you don't want anything to attach to it, but just make sure that it's clear of any dust, debris, glitter, gilding flakes, anything like that. Give it a little wipe off if so, and it really is just simply the case of tapping. That's it. And what I would say as light touch, you can go heavier touch, but you need to keep in mind it's wax. So if you go really heavy-handed, certainly for you guys stateside, if you're in a warm room, warm environment, sun's outside, it's roasting, your craft room's warm, it's still wax. Now don't get me wrong, it's not going to melt, but still, it's going to make it a little bit more flexible. So I wouldn't go and press too hard, but whether it's a cold room, warm room, you really only do need to give it the lightest of touches. The only thing I can think of, Debbie, is exactly that, just making sure that the tip is nice and clear.
I think you're absolutely right. I think hopefully that helps, Catherine. Just have a check because it really does just pick up and it really doesn't take a lot. It's that very light touch to pick it up. In fact, the very first time I got my tool, I broke the end because I pressed too hard.
I think we all did.
Yeah, and then apparently we've all broke a few. So, yeah, it's not just me. But, yeah, really a light touch. So it should just cling to it. And if your gems are kept in your box and with the lid on, the only other thing I'm thinking is that maybe you're keeping your gems out or they're different gems to what we've got and they might be getting a bit dusty, but it's the only thing that can come away from that. So hopefully that helps. Just try that wax tool. Right, we're going to go back to our main deal, which is that showstopper. It's our 3-piece showstopper. You're getting all your alphabet dies right through from A to Z, and you're getting all of those with the gems, your templates, and they're absolutely amazing to use. And today's price is £40 £40 or $48. And remember, if you're popping these in your basket, pop alongside an extra set of your gems and your pearls, and you will get them half price, which is incredible value. But you can only get them if you're buying them alongside your showstopper, and then you get your bonus buy. It just opens your basket up to be able to get that for you. Right, we're going to head back to Craig, and he's going to show us what else he's going to do with these. What have we got, Craig?
Rightio. So let's go in and let's do name word that has two of the same letters here. Again, just another bit of cardstock. Remember, we will do our full demos later on with an actual launch day. And then let's go in with our alphabet. This time, what I'll do, well, actually, before I actually tack that down, let's bring in just a bit of bigger card underneath, and let's use the grids this time. So let's go in and let's do your name, Debbie. Let's go in, and I'm going to come along to the side here. Now, also, because it's stamps, it is going to have to go the other way. So let me just, so if I then, so obviously my D is going that way because when I turn it around, it's going to go the right way. Yeah. So just remember, with the word, the name, or the positioning, you're going to go the other way. And I am going to go in now with the E. Now, it is easier to see on black. However, the reason I'm doing white is so I can see my grids a little bit clearer, because I'm going to use the grids this time. So let's go in now with the E. So I'm going up against the same baseline. So whichever one that I choose, I'm going up against that same one. And then what I'm also just going to do is I'm just going to make sure I've got a few mils between each letter. And let's go in now with the B. So there's our first one. And then all that I'm going to do, now you can either just visually have a look and then position it. The other thing that you can do, if you find it a little bit easier, is let's just go in. If I look for something that's kind of the same width, which is going to be, the R's the same width. Now, I'm not going to stamp the R, but what I'm going to do is I'm just using it as a way to position my little gap. So I've got my D, E, B, that will be B.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to go in with the I.
Oh, that's really clever, yeah, to just use another one of the same size.
And then, of course, I'll need the E again as well. So that then means I don't need to put a space there because E is the very end one. But what I can do now is then I can just take that R out. Let's go in now. And because I'm using my tack mat, and because these aren't going to move, this is a really, really easy way to do it. Have I just done that? Oh, I've done it on the top. What a silly Billy. What a silly Billy. Right, now I've done that on purpose so that I can recap where you're putting the positioning of your letters.
I'm glad it's not just me that would do things like that.
No, definitely not. So let's go in with the D, and then we're going to go in. Now, I'm going to then just make sure I'm going along that same baseline that I choose to, leaving that little bit of a gap. We're going to go in with my first B here. Now, you can, if you want, visually, just have a look, move it. But what I find, Debbie, now you've maybe never seen this being done ever before.
No, I haven't.
But what I'm doing is I'm just taking a letter that's the same width of the B there. So I've got my D, my E, I've got my B. That will be my second one. And then what we can do is go in with the I here, like so. And then what I'm going to do is just make sure that's straight, because I need the E again, because it's the last letter. I don't need a space in. So let's take out the R.
Debris, otherwise, that would say.
What was that?
Debris.
Debris. Yeah. Think of the fun letters and names and words that you can make up.
But actually, what's really good, Craig, it's like when you get a good set of alphabet stamps like this, because lots of people don't have traditional spellings of names.
No.
I mean, like I've got a Poppy, but I spell my Poppy with an I at the end, so not a Y. And there's lots of names that aren't sort of familiar in names that we have anymore. So it's really good to be able to stamp them out in different configurations, isn't it?
It is. It really, really is. And, you know, we've done alphabet dies, which are great. I love my alphabet dies. But to actually have the stamps where the focus is actually the stamp, and then, of course, you've got that template in place. But use the stamp on their own, or, of course, use the templates on their own that we'll show you later on. So we've got the start now. Now, of course, with the stamping platform, that stays in place. And of course, this stays in place. So all that I'm going to do this time, Debbie, is I'm just going to then move my B along. Just making sure I've got that same space. And then I'm just going to go in with my E. Same line, making sure I've got that same space. And then what I can do is I can take the I out, take the D out, and then let's ink up, move that one out the way here. Let's then press that down, and then let's give that a couple of coats, work that in, press that down, like so.
Oh, I love that. Such a good way to show how you can get your name like that with the letters.
It. Yeah, and of course, also, if you want to, use your stencil and stamping platform to tack down your cardstock. If we go in with the D, so if I bring this one in here, and then we're just going to overlay, and we're going to overlay that in. Now, the Midas ink pad, I sometimes either go 2 or 3 layers. It's up to yourself. Could, of course, do our heat embossing. But pop our stencils in place. Going to do the first few to start with. And then let's go in with our glue again. And I'm just going to pop little dots into the centre of each of the glue. Let's get that going. And then just do dots all the way round where you've got the little circle apertures. Doing little dots there. And because this one is a little bit of a longer name, i.e. with the letters, just going to do a few to start with.
Yeah.
And then we can go in. Now, what I would actually do, the only reason I'm going to go with my pokey tool, Debbie, is because I've got pokey tool, you've got more of a point to lift up.
Yes.
That's not actually a fine point as such, because it's more of a nudging tool.
Yeah.
Whereas you might actually find easier with a pokey tool, you know, that was a lot easier than me using the opposite end beforehand. But try whatever you want. But then let's go in, and we've got the options. So we've gone in with the gold. Let's go in with a little bit of, let's do gold. We'll do gold and ivory. Let's do gold and ivory. So I'm going to move that to the side for a moment. And then I'm going to go in here. And I'm just going to then give that a tap, turn that around. Let's go back in with my wax tip. And then I'm going to go and just do one by one. We're just picking these ones up, tacking that one down. And I'm not being overly precise to start with. What I'm wanting to do is I just want to get that pearl in place where the glue is. Then I'm using my nudgy end to nudge it into place and then work our way round. And I cannot agree with you any more on this glue, Debbie, that you've got within this one. Yes, you can use your tacky glue if you run out. However, there's just something so incredibly powerful with this glue when it comes to the gems
Yeah, I
or
agree.
the
And actually,
pearls.
Carol Byrne, just while you're talking about that, has asked what glue do you use for the gems and pearls. We will recap it, Carol, at the end of Craig's demo, but it is an actual gem adhesive that you'll find on the website, but we will show you that in a little while.
Absolutely. So working our way around by going in little tray, something like that if you want to. As I said before, if you are a fan of crystal art or diamond dots and you've got any little trays left over, alternatively, just pop them on the lid, give it a little bit of a tap, and then pick up
This is definitely, Craig, what I would call mindful crafting.
Yeah.
Really nice to take your time with, just to have some fun, just take yourself away from everything from a moment, isn't it? It's just quite relaxing.
It is. I think it's on the same lines, now bear with me when I say this, it's on the same lines as either colouring or flower forming.
Yep.
Very mindful, very relaxing. It's all you're doing is you're thinking of this. You're focusing on this.
Absolutely. I mean, it's actually relaxing watching you.
It's really relaxing just doing it. And then just nudging it into place. So we've started to get, and I will carry on, but just so that you can see, I mean, they're in that perfect position in there. And I could be mixing with the gems, the pearls. You know, at the moment, I'm still just using the smaller ones. You've got your larger ones as well.
What colour have you used underneath? What is that ink pad colour?
It's our gold, but I've only done twice.
I like it.
Yeah.
I think it looks really nice.
So instead of going in with a real strong gold by doing it maybe 3 or 4 times, I've just stamped twice. So it's a little bit more, not quite as strong and as intense for a gold. And I think that's what's actually complementing the ivory.
It's really nice.
So we're going to go in there. And then just while I'm doing that one, let's also bring in the eye. And this is entirely up to yourself, Debbie, whether you want to do all the dots at once, if you want to do all the letters at once, it's entirely up to you. Keeping in mind, though, the larger the word, you might just want to do a few letters with the glue to start with, because it's still a strong glue, but you don't want it to tack out by the time you get to the end of it.
And also, Craig, like, you never know when the doorbell's going to go,
That's
or
it.
someone knocks, or, you know, someone calls you, or you want to go and make a cup of tea. So just doing a couple at a time, you know, you haven't got to worry about your glue drying then, have you?
Definitely not, definitely not. Now, the start of the bee there, I've got maybe just a little bit too much glue. One, you don't need to worry because it dries completely clear, but I can just tap it with my finger, a little bit of kitchen roll. Let's move that one out the way, and then we can carry on again. I'm really liking the look of it, so I'm purposely not going to change colours, Debbie, or change to gems. We'll do all that later on within launch day, but we can then just keep on going.
Yeah, no, it looks really cool.
Work our way around. And this is where, you know, even if you start to do, can you imagine doing these with maybe like your colour bloom, giving them a little bit of a spritz?
Oh, yes.
Change colour slightly,
Love
and
that
then add some complementary pearls or gems in place. Because at the end of the day, they're still a stamp. Just because they are an alphabet doesn't mean that you can't do all your different techniques, use all your different mediums, do all of that. And then let's go in, say, let's just pop them into position. I like to, and same with the original one, I like to just pop them in position to start with. And then I go in and then I give it a little nudge in there, like so. And then follow that in. Wherever I've got my glue, there's that one. Let's go in with the eye. And it actually doesn't take that long either.
No, not at all.
You can spend as much time as you want. It's also one of them I would slightly plan ahead. The glue doesn't take too long to dry, but I would maybe do it maybe the night before. If anything needs to dry, Debbie, I always like to leave it overnight.
Yeah, absolutely.
So maybe plan your project ahead, do the stamping, do the gluing with the gem or the pearls, and then you can then do your project the next day, and it goes right over where you've stamped. So let's go in with the E as well, and then within launch day, that's later, this is wake up call. Within wake up call, we've shown you the basics of how the concept works, and then of course how you can do your letters or your words that's got any double letters. So pop them in here.
Yeah, and it's things like that you don't think about until you come to a name or a word that you have those double letters in.
That's it, yeah. And going back on what we were kind of touched upon before, I'm putting the dots of glue in here but this could be another colour of ink pad if you want it to be. So you might have, let's say for instance, let's just make it easier. Let's say that we stamped your name out in pink tulip, then put the stencil and then inked over the little circles with fuchsia.
Ah, yes.
You can do it that way. Glossy highlights as well. All of those you could do too. But let's just go in here. Let's just then finish this one off in with the petals here, picking them up, and then we're following all the way round with the name. Reiterating again, if you are intending on doing it on a die cut layer, die cut first, because you don't want to squash it all. So let's just pick up right here, all the way round, and then your personalization of your cards, your projects. You can then you can even do them on the bottom of your memory books, scrapbooks as well. And it's a little bit different. And I
think that's what it is. It is very different, isn't it? It's nice to have that alphabet. It's nice, like we brought out the Christmas Touch of Sparkle, but it's now nice to have that alphabet, which means you can use it with any range that you've got. Like you say, making a bookmark, using it with our bookworm collection yesterday, it's going to go with everything you've got in your stash.
It is. It really, really is. And then I know so many of you will have the gems and the pearls from before. So as well as it going with so many collection, you've got so many colours that will pretty much also work for all of your collections, whether it's Sarah's Signature, Nature Garden, anything like that, or any of your other brands that you've got. Let's go in with the last ones now, pop them in place, nudge them in there, and what really, really nice way to have your project personalised, not just with their name stamped out, but having the gem or the pearl in place to finish it off. And it makes it that bit tactile as well. So it gives you that touchy-feely when you are looking at it and holding it. Let's then go into there. But later on, we'll do a lovely little Easter box. We'll do a card for Mother's Day. Obviously, that's in the UK this month. And I'll do one with Clemmy as well. And we'll do that one with my name on it as well. So let's come in with the last few here. Yes, Nicola, I think it's usually the end, last Sunday, isn't it? Or is it second last Sunday of March?
I think it is the very last weekend of the month, this 30th of March, yes.
Yes, it's usually that last weekend. Let's go into there. And then that, yeah, it could be mum, it could be mom, it could be mam, it could be mummy. It could be anything like that that we'll talk you through later on. But then there we go. Just showing you how you can do your word or your letter with a double letter.
I love that.
That's just gold and that's just pearl. But we've got so much options, so much versatility that we'll show you within launch day.
I feel like I've got my name up in lights.
You do, yes, you do, yeah. Can you
I'll
imagine
put that one in my craft.
like the light up boxes that Debbie does, Debbie Robinson does, and then maybe having that personalised with the names or initials, things like that.
Absolutely, yeah, so much you could do with them. Just a great set of alphabets. So if you want to grab them today, not only are you getting those full set of alphabets with the stamps and the templates that go over the top, you're also getting all of your pearls and your gems. So you're getting 2 big packs, which are huge, and you're getting all of those today for £40 or $48. You've got 9,000 pearls and 11,250 gems, which is amazing for that price. Now, if you do want to put a bonus buy into your basket as well, you need to do that at the same time as popping this in your basket, and you will get your gems half price. So you can see them on the screens now, but you will actually be getting them at half of that price, which is exceptional value. So make sure you do that. We've also had Lynn, not Lynn, sorry, let me just... so Debbie, it's another Debbie, is saying, did we hear something about a code? Debbie, it is National Craft Month, so your NC M, which is your initials for that, then paper and 40 at the end. It's a code. If you go onto the website, then you will be able to click on the link that takes you to the National Craft Club, National Craft Month, and you'll get that 40% additional off of that section that's on there. So yeah, it's a really good one to have. And also, just going to go through the wax toolkit as well. So, this one is your Picky Up, Poke It Down tool, which is the tool that Craig's been using to have the gems. So you've got that wax tip on it. You're also getting your additional one as well. So you get 2 in there, which is amazing. Plus your pen and the sort of poke it down bit at the end as well from the teeth in. You're grabbing that today for $7.99 or $10.36. And then if you want that adhesive, which is super strong, and honestly, it's a brilliant adhesive to get, especially because the intricate bottle and the nozzle in there, it doesn't get clogged at all. It's absolutely brilliant. I was hoping we'd bring that bottle out. It's just that we could put our normal glue in.
That would be so
because
good, wouldn't it?
So good. But your glue today is $3.99 or $5.56 in dollars. We've got Carol asked, what glue do you use? Lily's saying she's loving the new spring colours of the gems. Yeah, they're absolutely amazing. And Carol was saying Debbie's name in lights. Yeah, I know, I like that too. Right, now Craig's been using the quick drying ink pads. So these are our hero tool today. Hero tool. And they're coming to you in all these beautiful colours. So we've got our ocean blue to start with, so absolutely beautiful. We've then got our fuchsia, so beautiful bright pink one there. Then we've got our lemon tonic, one of my favourites. I love the lemon tonic. We've then got the jet black as well, which is an absolute must. I do loads of my stamping with my sentiments in the quick drying jet black. We've then got our crushed velvet, another beautiful colour. I love these. These are all one of my favourite colours here. You've got your parakeet, your oasis, and fire brown, and your last one in that collection is your orange. That's incredible value. All of those ink pads for £20 or $28, platinum price. Yes, please. That's a really good one. I like that one. And we like a hero tool, that's for sure, don't we? We're going to head back to Craig just to look at some of the samples for the launch that's coming up in just over an hour. So let's look at some of those samples, because these are gorgeous samples, aren't they?
They really are. The design team have done a really, really cracking job when it comes to all of these ones. Now, of course, you can go vertical, horizontal, you can go at angles if you want to. Great for your bookmarks, bringing in all your other dies that you've got, nesting dies that you've got there, personalising. These ones using some of the larger gems, which we'll use larger ones later on, whether, of course, it's baby girl, baby boy. You can then, of course, change the colours, change the tones. Your florals there, really, really nice one to be. Also, the visual, the sentiment, so to say, the personalisation is the visual of the card. If we open up that one there, you've got love within the reds, but things such as your template libraries, your layout collection.
That looks fabulous, that one.
It's a great one, isn't it?
Yeah, really good.
Really good one that Jan's also done within that one there. And folds flat too, which is really, really handy. And yeah, it says baby, but that could be someone's name, baby's name if you want it to be. Going in, creating your bundt, and we'll do this sort of style later on in launch day, but with a box for Easter. Again, new baby there. It's a really, really lovely colour. If maybe you don't know the sex of the baby, just going in with the yellowy greens. The gift bags, Mr. and Mrs. Could be Mr. and Mr., Mrs. and Mrs. And then, as I was saying before, it could be mum or mom or mum, or it could be mother as well. It could be stepmom, godmother, using your split space dies. And then Lily's done this one. I just think that one's brilliant. Yeah, it's so, nice. So me. It's crisp, it's clean, it's simple, using different colours of your ink pads that you've got at home, although taking nothing away from all the other samples, because there is so many different ways that you can do, like your accordion styles as well, that's come out of a box. doing your handbags, doing your
do love
construction. It's just so good. It's exactly as you said, Debbie. It's as if you are actually seeing that high-end bag. You've got
Designer
that
bag,
tactile
amazing.
with the gems. You can do your little boxes. Of course, it could work for all throughout the year, but just someone's initial on there. Your twisted easels as well. Bring those in, making a focal point of love you. And another one with the split space die as well.
I think that's really clever, using older collections with these. It just shows whatever you've got in your stash is going to work.
That's it, it's going to work on its own or with old new. You can just have fun.
Oh, how absolutely amazing. So we've just shown you a snippet of what you can do with these amazing stamp and templates and your gems. But do come back in an hour's time, because I know Craig has lots planned with these. So we've got lots of demos to get through, and it's just going to be a fantastic couple of hours. So go and have a break, have a cup of tea or have your lunch, as we're going to do, and join us in an hour's time, and we will see you then. Thanks for now.